Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rush Racing Division 2 at the Interlagos circuit of Brazil, round number 9. We've just had the show of Division 4, which did give it a little bit of a spicy moment there, right at the end, where we saw the rain coming out. Will we see the rain tonight in Division 2? We'll have to wait and see. It is really heating up. The championship is heating up. The standings are heating up. There's only 7 points between P3 and P5 or P3 and P7, which is insane, which is great to see. This is probably the closest grid that we do have in the league, and it is always fantastic to commentate and to get amongst it with you guys this afternoon and this evening, or we're in the morning if you are in the UK or in America. I don't know, whatever time zone. Anyway, on that note, I am your host and commentator. I am your host and comms tonight. It's Jay, and I'm joined by the man. You're only going to see him for not a while now because he has got other things going on. George, welcome back to Division 2.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Shane. Yeah, and look, we're at Interlagos, and at the end of the day, we are going to be mispronouncing a bunch of corner names, so we might as well start tripping over our words sooner rather than later. Interlagos, Sao Paulo, Brazil, better known as Interlagos by itself, but actual name, Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, 4.3 kilometer circuit. That's 2.6 miles for those who happen to be watching in the UK. And it is in Sao Paulo. Fantastic place to go racing. Keep an eye out for corner 1. Keep an eye out for the final few corners as you head through that critical area. Juncao in turn 12. That's going to be key. The exits are important. The slipstream's important, SJ. And you know what? A smattering of rain? I don't mind that. Bring it on.
Yeah. Who's Shane?
I don't
know. Who's Shane? We're obviously doing government names now, so or maybe you should get a nickname. Maybe you should get a nickname.
I should probably get a nickname. We have to figure something out. Chat can make some suggestions.
Well, they think you're the GOAT, mate, so we'll go with the GO8.
Don't call me that.
There you go.
No, do not call me that. I refuse.
It's a pleasure to have you back, and I hope you have obviously a great break, whatever you choose to do, and thank you very much for jumping in, as always, helping Rush, and we look forward to working with each other again, hopefully, before the end of the season. Hopefully, we do get you back in a few of the races.
Indeed. And short qualifying tonight, followed by a 50% race, so plenty of laps to go. And I'll tell you what, after that unbelievable sprint race previously at the Netherlands, we are looking forward to some pretty good action here in Div 2. Watanabe ran away with it initially. Inc came back, performed beautifully in that sprint. Obviously, a little bit of argy-bargy going on between some of the drivers, some accidents, some strategy miscalls, and some mysterious safety cars as well, which all kind of fed into what was a fantastic race. I get the feeling we might be seeing similar here from Div 2, if anything's to go by. McLaren needing a bit of a comeback here this week. They have dropped off their point-scoring run through the final or the last few rounds or so. They need a bit of a comeback. They are leading the Constructors' Championship. Oblivion said he did a bit of sandbagging today, said he might not jump in, so we all thought, okay, chance for some of the other drivers around there to get a bit of extra points. He's on 112 points. Then he decided, you know what, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up for the race and actually get going. So he's looking to continue his good run of form, Mr. Governor. And I'll tell you, McLaren need to bounce back from this one.
Yeah, no, definitely, as always, and a little bit of a surprise on the grid tonight. There's a few guys making returns, a few full 20, which is always good for Division 2, and a few reserves as well. So I'll go through the grid order, and then let's get on board with some qualifying. So we've got the Williams TP of Dido in the Williams, obviously at P1 at the moment. We've got Broadstar in that Alpine as well. We've just got Sebi just done the fastest time of 1:08.344, so we'll go back up there. We've got Cooper Bot. So both Visa Cash Apps tonight are reserving up as there's been a bit of a change in Division 2. Really unfortunate. Obviously, Sleepy was the silent driver, but unfortunately, I don't know what's gone on there. So, they've had to make changes, and I'm sure that TMT will make more changes and we'll try and fill that Div 2 seat as we do see the defending champion of Plugger back from Division 3 as well, who is making a return this time in Division 2 and also can reserve in Division 1 as well. So it'll be interesting to see what his pace is like as well. So we've also then got Dragon, known as Ink in the Haas, Watanabe, the Aston Martin TP of Aston Martin. Zenitsu going pole with 107.601. Very impressive time so far. Look at that. It's miles off already, P2. Then we've got Plugger, as I did say. It'll be very interesting to see. This guy has not probably done a lot of F1, so it'll be very interesting to see how he goes. Defending champion from Division 3, now promoted to Division 2. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the kick. With the kick, leading the overalls as well, which I will touch base on that in a second with you soon, George. It'll be very interesting to see if they can capitalise on. They did struggle early on in Division 4, so we'll have to wait and see what they can do in Division 2. We've got Wicked Moist. He had a go last night, did struggle, but he tried to get points. I don't know if he did get points in the end, but he has had a go at this race, so he knows what this is all about. We then also got Flubber, who did really struggle last night. He'll have another go tonight. He knows what this is all about. So two drivers there, Wicked and Flubber, getting a massive opportunity already. Number one Swift there in Red Bull with 107.994. And then we've got Jerobot reserving for Quasiri, who unfortunately is not here, which is a bit of a shame because it would have been good to see him bring that form back up, because he has been off in form in the few last weeks. So well, interesting to see how Jerobot does for Williams as he is reserving. We then got Rift, who was on comms with me last night. He is now taking it to the track in that kick salad, so we'll have to wait and see what he can do tonight. We've got Josh, who is hosting in the Red Bull. We know that he can put it on quality. Will he be able to keep it on the track? It's been a bit of an interesting couple of weeks with Squash Josh in that Red Bull. They definitely need to bounce back with their points. Ricardo, XR, a lot of pressure on the Aston Martins. 145 points. Oh, sorry, 144 points over the sprint weekend, getting them team of the week, as well as we interviewed Watanabe yesterday regarding that. So it'll be very interesting to see how they go with obviously Watanabe and Ricardo putting the pressure on kick sabers. We've got Spry Nabbles in the Ferrari. They definitely need to bounce back and put the pressure back onto the kick sabers. Tonic with that 5 second that will serve today, and hopefully he will score big points for the Alpine, as Portstar did it on his own last week. So hopefully he's going to have another driver to help him this week. And then we got Oblivion. What can we see from this guy? Every time there is a safety car, this guy is on better tyres. Will that happen today, or will he not have to pace it? We'll have to wait and see what happens. And then we've got Shifty Wizard, who has been very consistent, but is still not got that podium position yet. So we're still waiting for that day. Will that day come today? We'll have to wait and see. But that is your grid, George.
Very nice. Yeah, lots of stories and lots of interesting comebacks that need to be happening throughout this race. Very important, very critical time. The short qualifying as well really going to put the drivers under that little bit of extra pressure before the 50% race. But, you know, I think the drivers could safely expect a safety car today. I think they can safely expect at least some virtuals or something. Something's going to mix things up. We'll see if Oblivion's run of luck with the safety car continues, or if he's going to end up in a different situation. Of course, going into turn one at the start, whoever is on pole position, I'm keeping an eye on the McLaren at the moment. Lockie right up there with a 107.4. The other McLaren, Wicked Moist, is jumping into the pits in the most interesting way possible, sideways, to be then reset to the track. Gets into the pits and he'll go again. 10.5 minutes still left on qualifying here. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I think SJ, it's a tricky little circuit to go racing at. Not obviously the longest circuit in our calendar, but plenty of history here, and that inner loop so critical to get right.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, that DRS zone, especially in Sector 3, is very, very powerful, and that's probably where you are going to use as most of your ERS for that final last go. But yeah, there's a few corners, especially in Turn 1. It's going to be very interesting to see how everyone goes into Turn 1, getting forced off into the grass, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. And then also the first DRS zone going after Turn 1 and Turn 2 as well. So there's a lot of places, and then especially I'm just on board with Dido now. He coming up to this part here. As you get a very nice onto the curb, then here, this is the part where we're probably going to see, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see the back end coming out of this corner here, coming up the hill and trying to keep it really tight and trying not to go too far over to the left-hand side and violate. It's a really interesting corner in Brazil, so we'll have to wait and see, and especially this corner here as well. It's slow ends and then it's fast outs, apparently, so we'll have to wait and see, and the tyre wear here is OP as well. So, yeah. On that note, I will let you take it away for a flying lap of Broadstar, Jerobot, Kyatonic, or Lockie.
Oh, let's go with Lockie. Let's go with the McLaren, since I do love that papaya, and I'm
Yes, you
going to
do.
be biased today because I don't have the energy not to be. So we'll be Lockie since he's up there in P2. Also, I will get Plugger and Flubber at some point mixed up. So just if you find that I'm talking about one or the other, just have a quick look at the plumbing board and see who's actually on screen. We're going through this last sector. He'll get onto his flying lap in a few moments' time. Brilliant corner names here for those who decided to study the track map a little bit more than others. Have fun pronouncing anything at all. I do hope to see a Alonso X signs moment at the end when someone decides to go full send into that final corner. Get a nice light side line and put the power down, which is exactly what Lockie is now doing as he engages the battery, and across the line we go for his lap into the center. S's first thing to navigate correctly. Very tricky place if you're going side by side, as that inside line does rapidly get forced out to the outside. Through we go. Curva de Sol, turn 3, up to the maximum power of these cars. DRS wing wide open. Then you've got to get on the brakes, get down to 4th. It's turned quickly through to see that the Lago through turns 4 and 5, and then you're shot straight out toward Ferradura. Now up the hill we go to La Regina in turn 7. Beautiful section of this track as we head through turn 8. Get it turned in. Try and run it towards the outside. That's where you're going to be braking directly onto the apex. Late apex through Perejinho and then through Bico de Pato to turn 10. Love this part of the track. Brilliant bit of cornering there. Lockie looking strong through this sector. Now Magulho in turn 11. You sweep down the hill, then get on the brakes through Junkao. The critical corner as we had the main straight all the way down. You're going to be putting the foot down, saving your battery for this moment, and then engaging the absolute maximum. As you see, it looks like he's backed off for this lap, unfortunately, but there you go. Through the last couple of corners, the Subida dos Boxes up into the one corner name, SJ, that I will not attempt to pronounce, turn 15, which is just past the pit lane entrance.
Yeah, well, there we go. Interesting to see why he went into the pits there. We did lose his teammate, George, so if you could get him an invite, that would be amazing. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. It's Wicked Moist, so yeah, let's have a look. All right, let's jump on board and yeah, let's have a little bit of a conversation about this situation at the moment with Kick. You know, obviously doing a fantastic job in the last few weeks, but the overalls has absolutely been turned upside down with only 4 points between them and now Aston Martin. And Aston Martin making up 3 spots of overalls. Obviously a very impressive run from Watanabe for the Aston Martins. But yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be very interesting, isn't it, to see what happens here, because this is where Kick are quite strong, and also in Division 1 and also a few other divisions. But yeah, it looks like now that Kick have got some serious competition, and they're not going to run away with it as they probably thought they were, George, now, compared to what we've seen in the overalls.
For sure, and it'll be interesting to see what Plugger can do today. Rift, obviously, we know is quick. He was showing some of that out at the Netherlands last week, and you know, he's got that form. He needs to really convert that into points today for them. Obviously, the points worth a massive amount, especially in the overall championship. So, needs to find that pace and that consistency today. And maybe the strategy will swing his way. Maybe it'll swing the way of Plugger as well. Maybe he's able to do something from wherever he ends up after qualifying, as we do see Rift deciding to come into the pits. He's 5th at the moment. 107.451, not far off the top 3 positions, so only about 2.2 of a second to Broadstay. He's put in an almighty lap in the Aston, 107.246. Fantastic stuff. Wigan Moist, if you are listening, you do need to accept my friend invite from earlier on so that I can add you into the game.
Yes, if not, it'll have to be Squash Josh that will have to send him an invite when he gets into the pits. 5 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Broadstar that's taking pole position with 107.246. And look at these times. 107 all the way down from P1 all the way down to P17. That is just telling you how close it is in this division. It is spot on how close it is. Broadstar getting that pole position at 107.246. I think this guy means business. He wants that P1. He's been wanting it for a while. It was a fantastic battle last week with him and Watanabe. So we'll have to wait and see there. We've got Oblivion in that P2 at the moment, who looks like he's, I wouldn't say he's on lap actually. He's burnt a lot of VRS. He'll be going again. Flubber in that P3 position. He's had a go at this track, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. We've got one of Mercedes in P3 and one down there in P18 as well. So very interesting to see there's hardly anything in it. If you look at those times, it is literally 9 tenths from P20 to P1. So, and even P10 is 3 tenths in it. So we could see things change like a roundabout or like anything or musical chairs very, very quickly here. 4 minutes to go in quali. Definitely going to start to warm up. It would be great to see if these last 3 drivers could all put it in the 7s. That would be fantastic to see every single driver in the 7s, as there is hardly anything in it. There is literally a tenth between the last 3 to get into the 7s at the moment. We're on an outlap on board with Jerabot, I'm going to jump on board with now. He is reserving for Williams tonight in P15, 107.903, 1 tenth off Wicked Moist at the moment. But here we go, starting on board his lap. He's got his teammate on NTP of Dido in that P8 position, coming into turn 1 very, very nicely there, 84%. We'll start to burn a little bit of ERS coming down into the first part of the DRS, going all the way down here, and then going into 8th gear, 50%, 45%, then drops down off the acceleration into gear 4, getting very nice, keeping within track limits, burning the ERS now, coming up the hill. You really need to be careful, or try and keep it as tight as you can. You do not want to go too wide because you won't be able to turn the car coming out on the exit on the left hand side. Very nicely riding the curb there on the exit, very nice, 40%. He's saving that ERS for the final hurdle, which is the big powerful DRS zone of sector 3, coming into this corner here very nicely there. Now getting onto the curb, probably a little bit too much, and then a little bit too much onto the left hand side as well. So he's probably losing a little bit too much to the curb. That could have lost him a little bit of time. 2 minutes to go. I don't think he's going to have another opportunity. I don't think he's up on his time either. I think he's only 2 tenths or a tenth up or down. We'll have to wait and see. Coming into the DRS zone now, 67%, burning everything. He's still, or he's going to go again. This is either he's going to go again, or he is, yeah, it looks like he will be going again because he saved up the ERS. So it looks like it's going to be a two-lapper. So I'll stay with Jerabot again because he hasn't actually done a lap or not done a lap. I don't know what's going on. 92%. No, he's going to go again. Oh, that's very confusing. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And got Shifty Wizard that's gone from P20 to P13, so he's improved as well. We've still got 2 drivers, still currently at the moment, George, in those 8s.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't think that'll last for particularly long. Sebi Plugger got to go for another lap. I think Sebi's out there at the moment. If I just keep an eye on him. Yeah, he's just making it way through the S's and down towards turn 4 right now. So he'll be looking to improve. Needs about 2 tenths of a second to find himself up into the 107 club, and everyone then will be within 1 second of each other. Well, actually, that's true right now. The entire grid is within 1 second of each other. 108.191 from Sebi. Plugger on a 108.117, but Broadster on a 107.246. So I'll tell you, this is as close as I've seen a rush grid, I think, in my entire period of time commentating on races over here. Nice to see. Great that Interlagos is going to provide such close racing. And this, I think, just alludes, you know, foreshadows what we're going to see in the race. The slipstream and the overtakes are going to be continuous. They're going to be happening all the time. As we almost see an invalidation from Sebi. It does manage to get round the final corner, just does dip a couple of wheels onto that grass. He's actually coming in, so he may not have another chance. In fact, no, he will not have another chance to qualify. So unfortunately, we have at least one driver who is going to be out of the 107 club. Meanwhile, Plugger coming round the main bend, saving up that battery, and he's going to go on a hot lap in a few minutes' time.
Yes, he is, and we'll jump on board with him. And then, Sebi, you're a party pooper, my friend. I thought you were going to try and get into the 7s.
Yeah.
And, yeah, unfortunately, Broadstart going quicker with a 107.148. Fantastic. What can Plugger do?
Oh, he's ruined it. He's ruined it. He's ruined it. Now we're above us. Now we're outside the second.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's absolutely destroyed it.
That's not right.
That's not fair, is it? It's not fair. Give him a license point.
That's unnecessary.
Come on, why did it be unfair? No, he's retired. Look, God, no, he knows what we're talking about. There we go. Got Plugger coming into Sector 2 now, and let's see if we are going to see anyone improve. We are seeing a few retirements as well, as Nixie's deciding to retire. Can Plugger get close to his teammate there? Dido putting up into a 17282, so a 10th off. Woodstar putting into P2 at the moment, and there's still improvements that Flubber and Oblivion can do. We've got Plugger coming around 2.5 tenths up, so Plugger is going to put it into the 7s, but where is he going to end up on the grid? He isn't P19 at the moment. Is he going to get close to his teammate? That would be a great night for Kick at the moment. It's not looking good. One's too far down. Plugger only to P17. He does get it into the 7s, and Sebi, You are a party pooper. I've got to say, 108191. Why could you not just make up a bit more time?
All we needed was 0.05. 0.05, we would have all been within a second.
I know, that would have
Another
been
0.2 of a second, we would have all been in the 107s. So, you know, there's always going to be someone, you know. So 5 points from Racing Bull right there, in my professional stewarding opinion. It's just definitely nothing that we want to see out on here on track. But overall, I mean, look at the times here. I mean, just ignore the first three numbers. Look at the last three numbers. That's what's important today.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Everyone in the sevens as Flubber does not improve. Only goes 287. So he's 5,000ths of a second off Dido there. So very, very close there. But look at that. You've got an Alpine, a Ferrari, a Williams, a Merc, a McLaren and a Haas. And I think we saw this again, didn't we? Another week. I can't think what week we did. It might have been with yourself. It might have been with someone else. We saw a completely top seven that were completely different.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I can't remember if it was the last round, but certainly the two qualifyings were dramatically different at the Netherlands. It was quite the scenario in terms of qualifying. Really didn't know where things were going to land in the sprint. Well, we did with the sprint. Obviously, Watanabe was just completely unbeatable. But in the second part, the feature race, it was just we couldn't have predicted it. Yeah, you cruelly asked me what my predictions were. And I gave some general answer that it turned out to be inaccurate because it was always going to be inaccurate at the end of the day. So I'm fascinated, honestly. But at the end of the day, look, Broadster, great stuff there. He's pipped everyone for the time. He's going to have Oblivion lining up with him on the first row of the grid. So going to be really critical for Broadster to make it through the first center S's, get through there cleanly, try and build a gap because the clean air here is going to be massive, especially through the inner loop.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. Because, yeah, that was a very interesting quali. And we've got 6 guys all at the top and all going to be battling going into turn 1 and all different teams as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to go. And I'm going to let George take away and do the honours of turn 1. And Keeper is here for the onboard. Sorry, I just didn't see. I know it was just want to see if we did have onboards on there tonight. But yeah, we do. We got Keeper is on board for Division 2. George, take it away for the last time for a while until we see you next time. But yeah, over to you, my friend.
Indeed, and hopefully this time, instead of the Netherlands, where it seemed to point the camera at the wrong direction all the way through the start, hopefully this time we'll actually have my camera, not the main broadcast camera, because that's usually done well. But hopefully my one is actually in there. We've got a prediction from Mikey in chat saying predicting safety car in lap 1 to 6. Well, I have to say, it's a broad range. You're probably getting a pretty low odds from the bookies for that one, but I tell you what, it's entirely likely. Turn 1 as well. I mean, the chances of everyone making it through, we shall see. Here we go. Lights are coming on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and Broadster will lead us away for the beginning of round 9, and there we go. Broadster gets a decent run off the line. He's going to have a little bit of a car ahead of Oblivion into turn 1, sweeps through beautifully and gets that lead. Absolutely critical for him. Spry has already lost a position. Kyatonic has lost a position miraculously. All cars seem to have made it through the center S's as Broadster goes defensive against Oblivion. He's going left. He's going right. Strategy is going to go on your screen right now, but Broadster has made the getaway that he needs at the beginning of this race. It's Dido chasing after Oblivion now and trying to get that Williams all the way up to the back of the Ferrari for an early attack in this race. Lap 1, now we go up through La Regina into turn 7, into turn 8. Lockie, I should say, under a lot of pressure. The McLaren driver from Kyatonic. Alpine looking strong today. 2 cars in the top 5 at the moment. Flubber on an attack as well. And that, I tell you, is a very, very clean lap of Interlagos. And the opening part here sees Broadster flying away and building that gap, which is exactly what he needs to do. Slipstream won't be available. The DRS won't be available for another lap or so. But I tell you what, this is a great start for Broadster.
Yeah, fantastic start there. A little bit of drama at the bottom. We've seen Sebi go all the way down into P20 as well. We're going to go back up to the front. We've got Broadstar taking the lead at the moment, staying in that lead with P1, Oblivion in that P2, and Dido in P3. We've got a bit of a mixture of strategy as well. Ricardo is starting on the soft, so he's really trying to get as many positions as he can. He is in P17, putting the pressure on Plugger. Plugger gets the move done. We've got a few guys on the mediums and a few guys on the hard. So we've got Flubber and Dragon, Squash Josh Zenitsu, Swift, Jerabot, and Wicked all on the hards. They are deciding that is the strategy they want to go for. Wicked down there into P20. Hopefully, is this man in the car? Please let us know. Jackal, if you're there, if you are, let us know, because I'm just trying to work it out, because it doesn't look like he is. It could be AI. As someone has gone off, Ricardo looks like he's had a bit of a wobble there, and he is struggling on them sots already. And is Wicked in that car? We're on 94%, so just let us know, because I don't think he is. I don't think we've got anyone in that car in that McLaren, so it could be an AI. So let's keep an eye out there.
He was re-invited. I will re-invite him again, see if we can get him back in the car, if at all possible. But at the moment, yeah, based on that, it looks like he's falling way off the pace. As we see another attempted attack here from Oblivion down to turn 1. Going to try the outside line as Broadster covers him off again.
Yes, fantastic. We are going to see this all over again. Wonton is not in this battle, though, at the moment. He is down there in P12. We saw that earlier on at Wicked's internet died. Okay, well, let us know in the comments when it's back, and we will get it sorted. And we will go from there, okay? Broadstar in P1, having pressure on Oblivion on those mediums. So top 5 on the mediums. Then you've got Flabber and Dragon on the hards. And then you've got Drift and Spry on the mediums. Then you've got Squash, Josh, and Zenitsu on the hards. Wonton and Arby and Shifty on the mediums. Swift on the hards, Cooperbot on the mediums with Plugger, Jerabot on the hards, Sebi on the mediums, Ricardo on the softs, and a Wicked on the hards as well. Lockie putting the pressure on Dido as well. This is a fantastic battle we've got already, and fantastic start. I've got to say, George, all 20 cars making it through, and we're only on lap 3, and they're all so far so good. Oh, we got a spin there. We got a spin. Coyote has gone to the grass. He's had an incident there. I don't know what's happened there, but he's gone onto the grass, and he has been absolutely antagonized by so many cars being slow. So now he's going to come under extreme pressure on the DRS behind Wonton, who Wonton is going to make a move onto the right hand side. It does look like a bad re-entry, so that'll be looked at from the onboards as well. But we've got the Mercedes on the left, and we've got the Aston on the right. He has been absolutely sandwiched here. It's an Alpine and an Aston. Oh, that could have gone terribly wrong, but we've seen it continue at the moment. Shifty Wizard now up on a P11, Kyotonic down to P12. Bit of drama in that midfield pack, George.
Oh, 3 wide into the center S's. You've got to be brave. You've got to be very courageous. And unfortunately, it looked like there might have been a little bit of contact between them. They might even be 3 wide as we see a Racing Bull nearly forced off the track by the Red Bull. Swift wanting to get involved in this battle as well. And there's a huge accident. Swift is in the wall. Oh dear. He's been tagged. The car's gone round and he has been sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Not ideal at all, as we now see Plugger getting involved in this battle. The 2 Racing Bulls wanting part of the action as well. Jerabot wants in there too. 5-way battle, and this is only P10 to P15. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, fantastic there. We've got more drama. There is Squash Josh is in the grass, and I said this earlier on, he needs to be able to keep it on the track, and he hasn't. And he's gone all the way down into P16. Him and the Red Bull of Seba not having the night at all. We're going back up to the front. We've got Broadstar leading the way, Oblivion and Dido, and also Lockie getting involved in that, and also Dragon, and also Flubber. There you go. 6-car DRS train ready for the win of Brazil. Back down the bottom, we've now got Squash Josh having a nice little battle there with Sebi getting the move done, but there is a lot going on, a lot of tight racing right at the back and in the midfield at the moment. Back up to the front, Oblivion getting closer and closer to Broadstar and looking ready to make a move. Let's go. We've got people messaging saying, come on Dido, let's go. He's got fan club in the chat. Let's go Dido. He's doing obviously the best he can. And yeah, he has got serious competition here though with Lockie and Oblivion in front. So we'll have to wait and see. People are already making huge mistakes 4 laps in, wondering how it would go out throughout the mid-race. We'll have to wait and see. It could ease off a little bit. It does do that, doesn't it, George? It gets full on and then all of a sudden it starts to ease off a little bit.
It will a little bit, and you know, when the tyres start to get to that point where people are thinking about pit stops, they're thinking about their strategy, that's when things can really start to shift. DRS for Oblivion, he's going to take the inside line and hard on the brakes into the center S's. He's got P1 as it stands right now. Broadster really can't do anything about it, and away goes Oblivion. He's been released into the clean air. What can he do with that? Hopefully he'll be thinking a bit better than what Broadster did. Wasn't able to build that gap. DRS though in the attack back straight into turn 4, and that's the inside line. This is Interlagos. This is exactly how things go. We've seen it in real Formula One. You've seen it here at Rush many times before. If you're overtaken to the center S's and you don't have DRS in front of you, turn 4, you're going to be dived down the inside, and that is where you've got to defend. Unfortunately for Oblivion, not seeing that come his way, so he's unfortunately let Broadster right back on through, but it'll be the same thing. We're about to see deja vu yet again. No, you're not in the Matrix. I can guarantee you that. Well, I can't guarantee it, but I can certainly vouch for it. You're not in the Matrix, but you're going to see the exact same thing. All this is doing is bringing Dido and Lockie and Dragon back into this fight for P1, 2, 3. Look at Dido. Gets great speed through the corner and on the exit as well. He's going to be in a prime position. Oblivion, he's not going to just be looking forward. He needs to be looking behind him.
Yeah, definitely with the slipstream as well. He could even go for the move, and that's the question. Oblivion gets the move done on Broadstar into P1. Broadstar down into P2, Dido into P3. Then he's got Lockie, then Dragon, then Flubber. Flubber is really hanging on the back of Dragon and looking ready to make the move. We're seeing Zenitsu getting past Riff Haas, having an absolutely storm of a night here in Division 2 tonight. It's a shame it's not working in the other divisions, but D White has definitely done a number here in Division 2. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see what happens in the rest of the weeks for the rest of the divisions. But they're doing a phenomenal job. We saw this last week with Mikey DeBoy that jumped in and did a fantastic job. And also Inc as well. P5 and P7. Fantastic night so far for the Haas. And we can see Flubber right in a Haas sandwich there. Right in the middle. We've got yellows going all the way down the bottom. And that is Sebi that's gone round. And he is down there in P17. And yeah, he's now going to have Wicked. So Wicked's still not in. Hopefully we can get him in later on. But Dido and Oblivion all going to go again. But this time it's going to be Oblivion trying to get back in front of Broadstar. And we're going to see this probably quite a lot. Let's have a look. Is Dido going to go for a move though? Is he just going to wait in the wings and just wait for the right time? Save his tires, maybe get the overcut. We'll have to wait and see there as we're seeing move happen there. Spry up into P8. Rift, 10 seconds for speeding the pit lane. Be careful on that speed, mate. It will get you. And there we go. We've got Broadstar going to get back at Oblivion now. And this is just deja vu, like you were saying. And I don't mean the film by Denzel Washington. I mean, the thing continues. And he's lost it, but Oblivion goes around the outside there. And as you said, deja vu, it's actually a good film by Denzel Washington, George.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is actually. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It is worth it's worth the hour and 45 minutes and the price of admission for sure. Mistake there from Broadster. Yeah, into turn 4, just went a bit too deep, and unfortunately for him, that is the loss of the position. 10-second penalty. Come on, guys, you've got to go slow in the pit lane. Lockie and Dragon, and a little bit of a battle there between the two, and Flubber's right there now as well. And oh dear, Swift, 3-second time penalty. Just add that on to the crash that he's just been involved in over at turn 7, 8 a few laps ago. Mikey DeBoy in chat, by the way, your prediction, safety car lap 1 of 6, totally wrong. Sorry, the bookie's taking the money on that one, unfortunately. So we'll see if there's another one later on in this race. There probably is at the top. Oblivion trying to defend again into that turn 1. But I tell you what, Broadster, I think he's got a little bit of a plan here. These guys don't need to be fighting as much as they are, but they're not going to be worried, SJ. I don't think they're going to be worried about overtaking each other at this point. You worry about that on the last lap. Yeah,
you're right. You're 100% right. And there
Dito's pitted.
Yeah, he has. He's called it early. He is. He's obviously watched a bit of Division 1 last night, and he's made that decision. And whoever got that right, lap 8, 25,000 points goes to keeper. Congratulations on that prediction. Further up, we're going to go right up to the front, and there we go. We've got Oblivion, Broadstar, and Lockie now continuing on those mediums. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens now. I do feel that there is a safety car brewing in this game. I really do, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Flubber and all Dragon and Zenitsu are all going to go a little bit longer on those hards. The question is, are we going to see some team orders from the two Haas drivers here, George, of Dragon and Zenitsu? And let's have a look who is the quicker driver. Currently,
well,
it is Dragon.
Well, they may not have to because Lockie has just
10.
come into the pits.
Another 10 for the Mercedes of Shifty.
Oh no! Come on, guys, we can't be doing this. This is painful to watch. Anyway, I'm sure they'll get it under control eventually. So critically, Lockie has come into the pits. Dino's actually going to go up ahead of him, which makes sense, but he'll have an extra gap. The undercut is looking rather strong here, SJ, I have to admit. And I do wonder, now we've got Dragon and Zenitsu in the lead of this race, essentially. Flubber is in there too, but he's just been overtaken by Dragon. So in a way, you don't really need team orders. You need to be working together. So just don't go and overtake each other. Don't go and do anything shenanigans. No shenanigans from the Haas team, and they may be on for a good result here.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. They do. They've got two great drivers in there at the moment, Dragon Zenitsu. And Zenitsu, we've seen he put in some fantastic performances. And after look at everything at the end, this is the mad thing, isn't it, with Division 2? After everything that's happened, Squash Josh going off on the grass, now up in the P4. And the two Hasses in P3 and P1, and he's only 6 seconds behind Zenitsu. It is a bit of a jump, and he is on those 9 laps, but if anything happens now, they are going to be in prime time position. We're on lap 11 out of 36, and we've seen a lot of these guys pit. We've also seen that Dido has actually got the job done on Oblivion up in the P6, and at the moment is leading this race as it stands. So, fantastic job from the Williams driver.
I was just saying, the undercut seems incredibly strong. I mean, Dido was one of the earlier pitters amongst the group. He's done it a lap before Oblivion. Oblivion's got a lot of pace on him, though. You can see how quick he is through turn 2 into turn 3 and 4. He's going to make the overtake on Dido. So it was a short-lived provisional P1, but a provisional P1 nonetheless. You can call that a lap led provisionally for Dido in this race. He now has the job of keeping up with Oblivion through this next part of the race, both on hard tyres, so equal tyre life and should be equal performance. But I tell you that Ferrari's looking very quick in a straight line. He's not quite as agile through the corners as some of these other cars, so something in the setup is slightly different. And I tell you what, Oblivion is working his magic yet again, wants to continue this run of good form, wants to stay up there in terms of that P1 position in the Drivers' Championship for Division 2. Great stuff.
There's hardly anything in it, though, between him and Oblivion. There is a 10th in it between the two of them. And we can see here that Dido staying in that DRS. And, yeah, he'll just stay with him as long as he needs to. And there we go. He is looking ready to pounce and make the move. Yes, he does make the move into P1.
It was a little bit hesitant.
It was late, wasn't it? Very late there. Very late. But still...
Almost like he didn't want to overtake.
Yeah, it was like, should I not? No, let's go. But on that note...
Actually, if you think about...
Sorry, on that note, I'm just looking at Broadstar, because Broadstar is right behind him now, and that has brought Broadstar into it, and that could bring Lockie into it. So while they slow down and mess around seeing who's going to overtake who, that's brought Broadstar into this battle now. And yeah, this is what we saw at the beginning, and this is what we're going to see in the middle part now. Oblivion leading this race, Dido leading this race so far. Oblivion P2 and Broadstar in P3, and not far around the corner is Lockie bringing in Rift and Spry and Kyotonic. So yeah, things are changing yet again in this race.
Fantastic to see, of course. Just remember, Jerabot in P4 hasn't yet come into the pits, likewise with Squash Josh, as we do see the Haas drivers now coming in. Oh, no, another one. Oh, come on. Guys, come on, pit lane. You're not going to save any time. Get the car slowed down. That's gutting for the Haas team. 10 seconds for Zenitsu. He is in a horrible position as a result of that. Mikey was pretty much cheering on for a safety car just to help out the Haas guys, but unfortunately, first you've got to help yourself out on the track, and Zenitsu has not done that at all. Dragon will be hoping to not make the same mistake, as will Squash Josh, and we did just see Jerabot come into the pits as well. Drops back down to P16. So we're getting a little bit of normality returning to the grid now, and it is 2 positions down, technically 0 for Oblivion. 2 positions down for Broadster. I think it's 1 position gain from Lockie. Rift, though, he's got a penalty, SJ, but he's actually in a decent position in this race. I'm just wondering what would have happened had Rift not put himself in that situation to pick up the 10 seconds.
Yeah, and the thing is if they're going to risk 2 stop, George, they're going to serve it, which is good, to say the least. But, yeah, it's definitely going to slow them down, and they've definitely got some pace, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, obviously someone's not very happy with the prediction there. So yeah, well, we'll deal with that at the end. But did Dido pit on lap 8 or lap 9?
It's a great question. I think it was 8. It would have been early. It was earlier, but I think maybe 9, possibly 9. I'm
Did
not
he put
100%
on
sure.
lap
Let me
8
check the
going
tires.
into lap 9? That's well. There you go. That's the prediction.
That's
Wasn't
possible.
the prediction? Wasn't the
Well,
prediction lap 8, 9, 10?
I think that's who we gave the channel points to. Yes.
So that's correct, isn't it?
So it must be correct. Well, 5 laps, right? So he's come out on the 9th lap. So yes, he's pitted on the 8th.
Yeah. So
End of 8.
so then
And
the prediction's
he was confirming,
8.
Yeah,
So the prediction's 8.
correct.
Oh yeah. So
Which was correct.
So yeah, you haven't lost points. You've just got your prediction wrong. Okay. Anyway,
Well,
right.
technically speaking, yeah. Anyway, before we get locked down to semantics, let's continue. 14th lap of this race.
Well, channel points. I think people are desperately want to get that track selection, George, of 100,000 points. So, which
I can understand. Understand.
We'll have to wait and see. It was the front runners, and he was P3, so he is a front runner. So there you go. Anyway,
25,000 channel points or $250,000, right?
yeah. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But right, let's go. We're going down onto pits here. We've got Squash Josh in that P14. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. We've got Squash Josh going onto the mediums now, so obviously looking like a hard medium, maybe a hard strategy. Lap 15 out of 36, and it looks like we are going to see a few of these guys onto the 2-stop. We've got Broadstar making the move on Dido up into that P3. They need to try and stay with Oblivion. They cannot let this man run away with it, otherwise it is a 25 points in the bag again, and they definitely need to catch up on this guy in the championship. And as you can see, it is very, very close, and these guys behind George are itching for a win here. Broadstar and Dido, they've tried to deserve it most of this season and still haven't got it, and they are definitely going to want it. There's only one lap between them, and that's Dido. He is on the 6 laps. Broadstar and Oblivion on the 5. So if they can stay with each other, we're going to have a nice little 3-way battle at the end of this race.
Yeah, I've been impressed so far with Division 2's parity in terms of the drivers. They all seem to be relatively closely matched. Obviously, we've got a few down the bottom of the field who haven't really found their pace or found their legs in the season just yet. But I tell you, we've got 7 or 8 drivers here who we could arguably say deserve a podium, if not a win. We're going to see Broads to try and make an attack onto Oblivion, so a little bit of deja vu from earlier on. Does decide to back out of it, doesn't want to overshoot like he did. That's when Oblivion really started to get that leg up on him in the early part of this race. But honestly, yeah, the parity between these drivers is fantastic to see, and that's why we're seeing such good racing from these guys all the way through the season so far. And Netherlands obviously being a highlight for me, being able to jump in the comp box and actually watch it in this way was very, very cool, and some interesting stuff that happened for sure. 16th lap of this race, 20 to go. Dragon still yet to pit.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely going for the longer distance there. We've got 41 people tuning in. Remember, if you want to skip those adverts, press that blue button as well. Get amongst it and support the stream. Thank you very much. Got a background check there for Wallaby Racing League. And who is this going to be? Who is the background check going to be on? Let's have a look, see what we've got coming up. So we've got Dragon in that P1 position, Oblivion in P2, and Broadstar in P3. And as you did say, George, 17 laps out of 36 at the moment. Wicked Moist, though, unfortunately, is not going to be in with an opportunity here. This, I think, tonight with that obviously power cut and Lockie, the other one. All right, well, I'll probably answer this because you probably won't know. Broadstar, well, let's have a go here. Background check of Broadstar. Well, Broadstar has done, let me get some stats up, otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot on stream. Bear with me, George, to apologise. So, Broadstar joined Rush, I think, 2 seasons ago. He is P8 in the standings. He reserved for Mercedes most of the season, then got given an opportunity. Everyone thought he was going to Mercedes, but then, unfortunately, there was a bit of an issue there. So he then jumped in, and he is now Kyotonic's teammate. He is P8 in the standings. He got, obviously, some points from the reserve as well. Has got 1 P1 and his best finish is P1. Portstar's been in the league around about 2 seasons, and this is probably the only time that we've seen him properly full time, and he has got some serious pace as he is about to overtake Oblivion. And I'll tell you something, George, on that note, that is your background check. I'll let you take it away for an on-board with Portstar.
Fantastic. Here we go. So he's going to look around the outside into turn 6, 7. Tricky place to go and overtake. We've seen that a few times in Rush and obviously in real Formula 1. He's going to dive back into line and take the wider line through Pinjarino in turn 9. That'll give him a decent bit of exit speed, but it doesn't last particularly long. The run to turn 10, very, very short. So his attacking options are a little bit limited through this inside part of the track, and he will need to be focusing on this corner coming up. Junkao, very, very critical. Does get it turned in nicely, gets on the power pretty well. He will have the DRS. 40% of battery on board his car at the moment. He's deploying all of that as he barrels down. DRS enabled, the wing shoots open, and just watch his speed increase up to 320 kilometers an hour. He catches up towards the back of Oblivion, but I don't think he's quite close enough. No, he's not. And through the S as we go again, I think he's lining up for a turn 4 overtake. Just needs to not overshoot it this time.
Yeah, he's still trying to stay with him. The main thing is he's staying with him in the DRS. They're saving that battery as well, and they're also bringing down that gap to Dragon in that P1 position, 5.4 seconds. But the thing is they are still keeping Oblivion. Dido still staying in that DRS as well. It is a 3-way battle. Spride falling back 3 seconds, but if they still mess around, he will pull that 3 seconds down very quickly. On lap 19 at the moment, and these guys will be pitting again, I'm sure of it. We've got a nice little battle going on at the back there, 3-way between Squash Josh, Wonton, and Plugger. Plugger on the grass there, lawn mowing and cutting the grass in that lovely green car of Kick Sauber there, and his drop down into P14 has been overtaken there by Wonton. That was a very audacious move going to cut the grass there from Plugger, but no, well done.
This is the racing equivalent of wear red so people can't see the blood on your hands, isn't it? Get in the green car so no one can see the grass that you've cut.
Definitely, as we're seeing, Flubber is about to overtake Drift, and Drift is coming into the pits. So he will serve that 10, and we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here as Flubber now into P7, Lockie into P6, Spry into P5. But look, we were talking around 3 seconds. It's now 2.6. So he is getting a move on. He's on 11 laps. He's on 1 lap more than the guys at the front. Dragon, though, has still gone. He's done 19 laps on this hard. And we've seen this man do this before. He seems to go the distance on the tyres. He's obviously looking for that medium or maybe a soft strategy, and we're hearing in the comments there is rain inbound coming into this race, so that spices things up even more, doesn't it, George?
Oh, just what I was hoping for. Here we go. Well, this is maybe working out towards Dragon's favour massively. He's gotten away without that pit stop, and if he can make it to where the rain comes in, I tell you, that's going to work out beautifully for him. 2.8 seconds, though. Oblivion's been cutting into that lead dramatically. Was up at about 14 seconds. It's dropped to 9. It kept going and going and going. And if this... Oh, no, Dragon, no! He's come into the pits, and he's sped in the pit lane. He's got a 10-second penalty. Both Haas drivers with 10-second penalties. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe that. And that's 3 drivers doing that tonight, isn't it? There's 3 drivers that have decided to get that 10 seconds. Squash Josh gets to 3 down there, and he's up in indeed P10 there. So this is going to be interesting. How long are these guys going to go on to the hard compound tyres before the rain comes out? We're seeing Dragon onto the inters now, and I'm not seeing any spots of rain. That cannot be the right decision to do. He is going to get good grip when the rain does come, but he's going to burn those tyres out as well. So this is going to be very interesting to see. But Mikey DuBois is saying, Haas, great results the last 2 races, but unfortunate race today. Well, it's not an unfortunate race. They're doing a great job. They've both got pins, but I don't know what Dragon has done getting onto the intermediates now. I think that's a little bit too early there, George, but you never know. The driver could see something that I'm not seeing, and he is all over the track there. It's because he can't get grip. So, yeah, this could be interesting, and he could burn those tyres out before the rain comes.
Yeah, because of the grooves, obviously, in the intermediate tyres, which is what's used to actually kick the rain out of the way. and provides you a little bit of that extra grip that you need. Because of that, he's actually got a significant reduction in grip. So it is like basically wearing ice skates. It's ironic, isn't it? A wet tire you use in wet conditions actually feels like ice when you're in dry conditions. So very, very interesting decision. I'm not convinced that's been the right one. Dragon obviously trying to avoid the second pit stop in the race, trying to get that one pit stop only. In terms of his strategy, and he nearly made that work. I mean, the 10-second penalty is going to really hurt him. If the rain starts coming down right now, I can still see this being viable, but he's already got 1 lap on that intermediate. If he gets 2 or 3 on that, it's just going to be red hot. He's going to be suffering with grip. The time's going to be slipping away from him. He's got Jirabot coming up behind him, 0.6 of a second on the medium tires, only 9 laps old. Cooper the Bot's there. Ricciardo's there. He's got a whole bunch of fast contenders catching right up to his rear wing, and Dragon's going to be in all sorts of trouble as we do see Broadster and Oblivion exchanging positions once again in this race. Where is the rain, SJ? Come on, I was promised rain. I need to see it. I want it to happen. And not just for Dragon's sake. I just want to see it.
Ooh, Dido and Broadster going side by side. A bit of a snap there, a bit of a bang of wheels. It's all good. It is part of racing. But hopefully no damage there. They had a big incident last week. I think one of them came together or someone lost control. I think it was Dido in Zandvoort. We do not want the same again. This is great points for the Williams driver of Dido. She is getting dark hazy, but we're not seeing any rain yet. It's 23 laps out of 36 at the moment. These guys do not want to fight. They got to keep Oblivion under wraps. He is in the DRS. And the question could be, though, is when the rain comes, when are they going to pit? This could be a strategy call for the 3 of them. You know, one goes an extra lap, the other one goes earlier. They get onto the inters. You know, then the rain comes, then the other person that's on the dries, they lose grip. But the problem is, you now brought Spry into the battle, you've brought Lockie into the battle, and you've brought Flubber into the battle, and also Zenitsu. So we're not talking about a 3, we're talking about a 7-car battle in case Zenitsu gets that removed. We're on lap 23 out of 36, and this race has everything, and Dido has left this session. That is something that you do not want to see happen. Get him an invite ASAP, George, because otherwise he is going to fall way down the pecking order, and that is not what he wants, especially in this battle. But he is in a DRS train, so it shouldn't hurt him that much. But Broadstar is getting closer and closer to Oblivion. We've seen no rain. It's getting dark. Everyone's talking about it. Flubber's going to make a move. Oh, we're going side by side. Someone's been pushed on the grass. We've got McLaren and the Mercedes going at it. And there we go. They're still going to go at it. No, Flubber keeps the position and is up in front. But look how slow Dido is in that P4 position with that AI. We've got Seba having problems and having a 10-second speeding in the pit lane. Dragon still on those intermediates. And guess what, George? Still no rain. That 24 and 36.
Oh, it's not working the way of Dragon right now. Every single lap that passes without the rain is unfortunate. Dido has been sent a few invites now, so I believe he should be hopefully getting back into the game as soon as possible. We shall keep an eye on that. I think you'll be able to tell when he's back in. Fingers crossed. Just let me know if he's if he's still not in the game, and I'll re-invite him yet again. Oh dear, yeah. Dido is his AI is causing some havoc there. Swift picks up a 10-second penalty. There's no rain. SJ, at this point, you know, unless you start seeing it, unless it starts happening right now, I mean, we are in disaster zone. Dragon has got Cooper the Bot right behind him now. It's not gone well. It wasn't the right call for intermediates this early on. If you do see something on your weather radar, you just can't trust it until it actually happens. It's something I've learned the hard way many a time in sim racing. You've got to wait for that weather, and it does provide that opportunity just to stay out there a few laps longer on those slick tires. Just ride it out as much as you can. Then you'll have much fresher tires towards the end. Undercuts generally don't usually work that well when it starts to rain, because these slick runners can keep up the pace for at least a little while the track starts to accumulate a whole bunch of water.
Yeah, definitely. But the problem is these hards are not going to go to the end. So they are going to have to pit. Scooper gets a 3-second time pen. And I'll tell you something, we are seeing a phenomenal job here. We could see a double Ferrari on the podium. Spry Apple's in that P3 position. He was 3 seconds back, and he's now in the DRS of, well, he is about to be in the DRS of his teammate Broadstar in front there. And Dido has pitted all the way down into P15 on used mediums. So That has gone from bad to worst, and I'm still seeing no rain. And I'm actually seeing blue skies now going down the main straight. And as we can see, Oblivion on the left-hand side going for a move. Broadstar gives him space. Does he go around the outside? Oh, no, he's gone off track. He's gone way off track. And Cooperbot gets a 10-second of speed in the pit lane again. Oh, my days, all these pit lane pens. And Oblivion gets into P2. It is really heating up now. It's coming to the closing stages of 10 laps to go in this race, George.
Oh, this is excellent stuff from Broadstay. He's defended that well at the end of the day, and Oblivion had nothing to really say about it. Crikey, Spry, Napples has done excellent work this race, up 6 positions in this today's race.
Ooh.
So he is really in a good position. We've got a big yellow coming up in second 2. It's been cleared almost immediately. Wicked has had a bad time there. Oh dear, oh dear. Here we go. There's rain on the screen, SJ. The rain has arrived, but how heavy is it going to be? Those who've been donning their flax skirts, doing their rain dance, it has paid off, but only on lap 27. Is Dragon still on that terrible, terrible intermediate tyre? I can't imagine the condition of that right now. Yes, he is. Cooper's changed to intermediate. Ricciardo's changed. Sebi's changed. Swift has changed. So we've got 5 drivers now on the intermediate tyres. Here goes Oblivion. He wants to move into turn 4, but he's going to be too close there to really do it on the inside line. Not going to work this time. Broadster continues in P1.
Yeah, we could see some changes happening here. We could see some things happening. Broadstar around the outside. I believe they're going to go side by side. Does he keep the line? Yes, he does. I think he's still got Oblivion there on his left, though. I'm trying to see. Yes, he is. He's still there. They're still going side by side. A little bit of a snap. It's going to get slippery. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. One bad mistake and you spin the car to the left. They're still going side by side.
Wow.
Oblivion's actually got
Oblivion.
the job done. Fantastic driving here, and it is going to get wet, so you really need to be careful. But that is a fantastic move there from Oblivion. And look at this. Flubber is joining the party, and now Broadstar and Oblivion. I reckon we're going to see these guys make a pit stop. The question is, are they, or are they going to keep risking it and going to the end here? Because DRS is still enabled. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. But Spry is saying, no, I'm going on the inters.
Yeah, he's made a snap decision there, and I think it's probably the right one. Look at the body language of Oblivion's car. He's getting loose, oversteer absolutely everywhere as he tries to apply the power and keep it ahead. That was a beautiful sequence of racing. Into Ferradura, took the outside line, which turned into the outside line for La Regina. Into turn 8, he was able to hold it round the outside and then take it at Pinjerino in turn 9, where he had the inside line. It stayed side by side until the exit of turn 10, and that was a beautiful, beautiful bit of racing. 5 corners in a row, side by side. Oblivion came out on top, and he's trying to create this gap now. Obviously, he's got a lot of confidence in his ability to control the car. Oh my goodness, Oblivion nearly loses it coming into turn 8. Terrifying stuff. Sorry, that's turn 10. Now Mogulho in turn 11. He is fighting with the car all the way. Broadster is trying to do the same, and clearly both of them showing a huge amount of control in these conditions. I'm sure, SJ, I'm sure they have to pit this lap.
Yeah, they've got to. Otherwise, they're going to lose too much time. And there we go, Oblivion. No, he's going to go again.
Whoa.
He's not deciding to pit. He's deciding to stay out. And he is trying to pull away as well. Flubber said, no, I'm not risking that for the biscuit. And he stays in P3 and goes in. Spry is now going to take P4. This is a fantastic drive from Spry. We've still got Rift on those hards as well. Squash Josh into P6 on those inters. Kyo into P7. Dino on those mediums and still hasn't pit. I don't know if we've got the guy in. Please see if we can send him another invite, because he is falling down the pecking order, and this has been absolutely a shambles for him, and I'm really unfortunate for what's happened with the connection. But Oblivion still leading the way out in front. Now he's stuck on communicating. Good old bloody communicating services, eh? But yeah, these guys can't continuously, they can't stay on these tyres. I don't think they can get these tyres to the end. But yeah, I've just seen here that Broadstar is actually nearly out of the DRS of Oblivion. He's pulled him out of the DRS. So if there's still DRS enabled, then Oblivion is, he is really fighting it, like you were saying on the last lap. We're on lap 29 out of 36, coming up to lap 30, where we will be announcing the driver of the day. And, wow, this is fantastic. And also, George, still time for a safety car to come out. And he comes into the pits. He has to slow down, though, because he doesn't want that 10 after everything.
Oh, that's too fast.
Oh, he
It
got
looked too fast. I think he might have got it. Oh, that was so close, Oblivion. It's just he's clawing at the edge right now and barely holding on. There's the pit stop. Onto the intermediates we go. Same for Broadster as he comes through his pit box, although he does seem to be in there for a little bit longer. No, there he is, popping back out onto our screens. Less than a second the gap. So he has managed to eke that back into DRS range. DRS, I think, is still enabled, SJ.
Yeah, it is, and Spry in the lead of this race. Or is he?
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Double Ferrari. Broadstar into P3 now. Well, it's not his teammate, it's Oblivion in P2, so will he let him go? We'll have to wait and see. We've got Rift coming into the pits as well. We're seeing pit stops, and we're now seeing the double Ferrari at the front. What's going to happen here? Will the Ferraris work together to hold Broadstar up? Don't forget, you've also got Flubber in behind as well. I'm going to put the poll in for driver of the day, and yeah, please let me know your driver of the day.
Oh man. Well, right now it's Spry. What a race he's had. Come out of the woodwork, literally. Up 6 positions. Done a great bit of strategy called, I think he pitted at the right time. Essentially the undercut on the intermediate. Smart thing to do. And now he's building the gap to Oblivion. Oblivion is going to try and hold off Broadster. But these two will be battling. They'll be going back and forth. I think at the end of the day, Spry is going to be in the box seat. He's definitely my driver of the day so far. And Dido does rejoin
Yellows.
the session, but in P15.
Yeah, that's really hurt his race, and yeah, it's so unfortunate what's happened there. And yeah, I'm just trying to work out myself who to give driver of the day to. It's a real tough one because Spry has done fantastic, and yeah, it looks like he could end up taking the win here.
Not easy.
No, it's not.
Not easy.
Oh.
I'm glad you let me go first because not only did I genuinely believe Spry is driver of the day so far, but he's also the obvious pick. It's Dido picks up a 10-second penalty. It's gone from bad to worse, but he has to pit 14-lap-old second-hand medium tyres. He's got to regain some control in this race. He is back in the session, by the way, so he will be able to continue, but only for the next 5 laps. Obviously, Dido, gutted for you, mate. Absolutely sucks.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Spry as well.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Spry. I'll do the
To
same.
be fair, Flubber has also had a good race up into P4 with a big gap back to Kyotonic. Obviously, that would have been a little bit different had Zenitsu and Dragon and Dido not had the issues that they've had today. But I tell you, Spry, just really fantastic stuff. He's kept his cool. He's performed the strategy execution very, very well. And then finds himself with the undercut onto the intermediates, into P1, and with a battle going on behind him, one that he is escaping.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to him. I think he's done well. But I'll tell you something, Broadstar means business. He is not going to let this go, and he wants to get that move done on Oblivion. Look how close he is to him. We're on lap 32 out of 36, and there's still chance for a safety car still to happen. Remember, the predictions there, a lot of people have put, well, not a lot of bets on it tonight, but yeah, the question is...
I put all my 460 points onto before lap 25.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Spent all my points.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen. People have mentioned it in the chat, thinking, cannot believe there's not a safety car. Well, this is how clean Division 2 is as well, and it's been a fantastic night. There's been a few incidents. I haven't seen many onboards either. So, so far, so good. But Oblivion, struggling in the rain a little bit here. He is trying to get a bit of a gap, though, I think, to his teammate at the moment. But he's got to be very careful because Broadstar is hanging on his back, ready to make a move. Two on boards so far. So great work from Division 2. We've also got Flabber, Kyotonic 7.4 seconds behind. But he's now got Squash Josh behind, but I think he's on that 3-second time pen. We've got 13 for Cooper, 10 for Dido, and 3 for number 1 Swift. And really unfortunate for Dido. He was in the points and now he is out of the points. And yeah, that is just absolute carnage for him tonight.
I tell you, Oblivion's playing this really smart. He's slow through that inner sector. Why? He is recovering his energy. On that last corner, on the last lap, he had about 65% of battery on board to Broadster's 30%. So he is saving nearly twice the energy. And so he's just backing Broadster up, backing him up. As soon as he gets to that last corner, you can see it on exit. You'll see it this lap as well. He's going to release absolutely everything. So he's quite happy to go slow at the apex there, really hold onto the brakes, recover that energy as much as possible. Nothing Broadster can do through this inner loop because Oblivion's putting it right onto the apex, forcing him into the outside line of the track. So keep an eye on this. There might be an attempted dive down the inside. There is, but there's contact as well. So Broadster's misjudged that. And here we go, the battery comparison. We got 60% out of that final corner for Oblivion. And then for Broadster, it was just a little bit less. So he did a bit better on the battery recovery. He'll have a chance with the DRS, assuming it is still there. We do see a retirement, unfortunately. And it looks like the DRS might be off now.
Yeah, I would say it is. It's going to get slippery. These last couple of laps, anything could happen. We've seen we've seen Oblivion really push it into the corners there. I'm going to get you to jump on board with Broadstar for flying lap. I'll take the last lap, and yeah, I'll let you take lap 35. This has been a fantastic race, and definitely don't want rain here. It is an absolute treacherous track with rain, and I reckon we are going to see. We're going to see some audacious moves here. Broadstar is going to want to get this move done, but like you say, Oblivion is putting that car in every position that is defending wise, which is fantastic. And yeah, going to be very interesting now to see if Broadstar can get from here to Spry Apples by the end of this race, George.
Here we go. It's the reverse team orders. It's when your team members play the team game. Oblivion playing the Minister of Defense today is performing that job really, really well. Will it be another send for Broadster into the final corner? He's going to try it. This time he's much more alongside. Oh, that's gone all wrong. He's completely messed up the corner. He's sent Oblivion onto the track. That's a disaster. He's going to drive on at this stage, but Broadster, he has got that all wrong. Big mistake as he got on the brakes. Massive understeer in the car, and he's gone straight into the side of Oblivion and sent him off. That puts Flubber up into third position in this race. Noted already, of course, the incident there, so we'll go to the stewards post-race. That is not ideal at all. And Oblivion, despite everything he's done, I think he has done enough. That incident has brought out a 1.5 second gap to Spry, who now has the chance to bring it home in the safest way possible. Of course, Broadster's going to try everything he possibly can to avoid making another mistake like that and costing him any more time. He's going to be going for it. Flubber, with a 3-second time penalty, puts himself down into P4, and all that hard work that he's done gone in an instant on the penultimate lap of this race. And look, at the end of the day, I don't know if it's impatience. I don't know. These are tricky conditions, as SJ has told us. As you all know, rain at Interlagos, very difficult to get these cars turned. Very difficult to get them slowed down even, let alone an overtake, let alone strategy. The gap between Broadster and Spry at the beginning of this lap was 1.5 seconds. It's now 0.7 seconds. And he is in the box seat. Spry's going to have an awfully good final lap of this race. And it's over to SJ to bring us home.
Here we go. So we're on the last lap. Can Broadstar get the win? He is under investigation by the onboards for the incident with Oblivion, but can Oblivion come back and get a double Ferrari on the podium? It's looking like a double Ferrari on the podium, and it's going to be a very interesting interview when we get these guys finished. But we're on lap 36 out of 36. It's 38% against 9%, so Broadstar is really low on ERS. Question is, can he be better in some of the corners? 4.5 temps, 5.5 temps. Rift gets a pen. Oblivion is right behind Broadstar. He is ready to pounce. The Ferraris could work this to a treat. They could really hold him up, and then Oblivion can then go slingshot engage. As he goes for the move on the outside, and he gets the move done. They're going to go side by side. Broadstar's going to have a better exit there. Oblivion's going to have to go the long way round. Oh, he gets a bit of a tank slapper, and he stays in behind. This does not help Broadstar. He's going to go back around the outside again. They're going to go side by side. They're still side by side. This is fantastic action. This is great racing. They're going to go side by side. This is going to go to the wire. And Broadstar, does he go into the left and he hit him again? No, he doesn't. He keeps within track limits. Oblivion around the outside. It's going to be a 1-2. Is it going to be a 1-2 for Ferrari? They're going to go side by side. It's 21%. It's 17%. It's side by side to the end here. Who is going to take P2? It's Oblivion and Spry. 0.047. Broadstar just misses out there. Oh, what a finale in there in wet conditions. And Flubber into P4, Kyotonic into P5, and Squash Josh into P6, Zenitsu into P7, Watanabe into P8, Shifty Wizard into P9, Plugger into P10, Lockie into P11, and that is absolutely fantastic news for the Ferrari team. They have outscored the Kick Sauber massively in Division 2.
Oh, I'd said we were potentially on for an Alonso Sainz. We did get that. It wasn't for P1. It was pretty close, though. It was nearly for P1. Oblivion finishing 0.16 of a second behind Spry, the Ferrari 1-2, and the Tifosi at the track today are going to be absolutely on their feet. 0.047, that's 47 hundredths of a second between Oblivion and Broad, so it's the equivalent of about 1.5 tyres distance. So take the front wing, add in a tyre, and that's about the distance, if not less. Flubber with that penalty finds himself in P4, but this battle, I mean, tell you what, Oblivion was really, really holding off the pace. He was able to, get into that. He was in that accident with Broadster. He was able to push his way back on up with a really, really good couple of laps just to bring himself back into contention. And then that final overtake, side by side, tried it at turn 8 and 9, wasn't able to make it work. Turn 10, another dive up the inside, and then he was side by side through turn 11 and into the final corner. Side by side, was able to get that power down on the outside line just a little bit earlier, and that's P2.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic finish there. And the cleanest driver does go to Kyotonic. He gets the last point of the night. So, yeah, fantastic. We're just going to get that in there quickly. Kyo, there we go. So we've got that noted. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely amazing racing there. I think probably one of the best races that we've seen in Division 2. It's gone from better to better, hasn't it, really? We've gone from Zandvoort Sprint. We've had absolutely fantastic action all the way through to that finale and double podium for Ferrari. That's massive points there, especially of how things have gone in the standings at the moment for overalls. So Spry and Oblivion take P1 and P2. Broadstar taking P3. Flubber getting the fastest lap there. And yeah, all the way down the bottom. And yeah, number one Swift, I think Wicked will be DSQ'd in this race as well. Unfortunately, didn't get any points there. And Dido, unfortunately, missing out on points, which was massive with that connection issues as well. So really, really unfortunate tonight for a few of these guys. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just something that you just cannot do. Wicked probably spent most of the night not even racing, and obviously a fantastic battle there right at the end as well. And yeah, going to be very interesting to see what these guys have got to say. But just waiting for Spry to jump in. But yeah, George, on your note, mate, summary of that, mate. What did you think?
Let's see. No safety car. Great first opening lap. Broad's got away beautifully. Fortunately, just duking it out with Oblivion at the end of the day. A couple of overruns in turn 4 during the overtake. Very, very tricky to get right in that part of the track. And then, of course, throughout the middle of the race, we had Dragon, the Haasers, and their race, which was looking oh so good, just started to come apart. 10-second penalty for each of the Haas drivers. And then, of course, we had Dragon switching onto the intermediates about 5 laps too early, predicted the weather. It didn't go his way. It might have been a stroke of genius had he done it, because he was on the hards till about lap 23 or something. So very, very close there in terms of the strategy call for Dragon, but the Haas is not able to get it done today. Same with the kicks, just not finding the rhythm out into Lagos. And then, of course, as the rain came down, we saw the leaders stay out for lap after lap after lap on the slicks. It got dicier and dicier. And then all of a sudden, we saw the pit stops. Everyone was jumping onto the intermediates. Broadster was closing up the gap. We had a monumental battle. But suddenly, as we exited the pit stop, there's Spry. All of a sudden, comes out of the woodworks, up by 6 positions before that point, up 8, I think, overall in the race. And he led all the way to the end with Oblivion playing a massive, massive team game today. So really great race.
Yeah, it was phenomenal, and actually really unfortunate for the Houses there. I think Dragon actually never got back up after making that pit stop onto those inters and way too early. So yeah, it would have been a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I think they were probably the most hardest done person tonight was obviously Dido with that connection issue, and also Wicked, but also the Haas team as well. So George, I'll let you take it away with the first interview of the night. Over to Broadstar and P3 in the LP.
Indeed. Broadster, welcome into the commentary box, mate. First of all, I want to say awesome racing today, mate. You were putting the pressure on all race long. You're in that battle with Oblivion. Obviously, a couple of small mistakes cost you a couple of overtakes that would have worked, but turn four, it was beautiful watching you there.
Um, a bit disappointed about the result, but I'll just try and make it as entertaining as possible for you guys. So Oblivion and Ferrari did good today. They pulled off a masterclass and it worked in the end. So yeah, props to them.
Yeah, obviously, we had the incident in the final corner. It looked like an innocent mistake to me at the end of the day. You dived in, you tried to make that overtake happen the lap before, it didn't quite work out. You're a bit too far back. Was the intention there, were you feeling it, or was it, did you think it was maybe a bit of a forlorn move?
Yeah, it's a bit hard because I think that was one of my first races with no ABS in the rain, obviously. But yeah, I tried my best and I couldn't stick it. The traction was very hard to get on with that setup. So yeah.
Tell us what your heart rate was as you went through the final corner. Oblivion's caught you back up. You're going to that final corner. You're getting the power down, and he had a nose ahead. Did you think maybe the inside line you could have had it? It was only 0.4047.
I knew once the his teammate was ahead, he would have moved in front of Oblivion to give him the slipstream. So I knew I was on for a P3, but look, it was a great battle. So yeah.
It was fantastic watching you out there on track. So I'll hand it to SJ for some more questions.
Oh yeah, thank you, George. Broadstar, what a great another great week. Obviously, last week we had a few issues at the end there, and obviously Zandvoort was a very interesting one. We had obviously your teammate tonight actually score some points, which was even better for you. But yeah, give us a little bit of a heads up on that last couple of laps, because we could see that you were itching to get past, and you were in a bit of a DRS train. It was about a 6-car battle until the rain came. I think it was you, Oblivion, Dido, Flubber, and then you had Lockie, and then I think there was Rift, and there was someone else as well. I can't think who that was. So it was like everyone making mistakes, but it was a few guys just, unfortunately, tonight getting 10 seconds, going way too quick in the pit lane. I don't know how people are still doing that. I really don't. But yeah, never mind. We'll move on from that. But yeah, how did you find the race all together until the rain?
The strategy, trying to talk to my engineer, I was very stressed out, kind of angry at him. But look, he did his job, so I can't blame him. But it was very hard to figure out when to box because I was hopefully gonna box before Oblivion's teammate box, so we could, get that undercut. Because I think his teammate was like 21 seconds behind, so I knew he had me. But yeah, just very stressful, and unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done. But a podium's a podium, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the way, isn't it? Consistency is the key, mate. It's better to finish the race instead of putting it into a wall.
Yeah.
And going on the last couple of laps, we see that you're getting a little bit impatient, or we could say you just wanted to get the move done. You did make a move on Oblivion, unfortunately, further push him off in the track, which did get noted. So hopefully they're going to be nice on you. But the onboards are pretty strict. But yeah, what was the plan in the wet? Did you feel that you were quicker than Oblivion, or did you feel that you needed to get in front of Oblivion to then attack Spry, or was it just in the end just cementing that P3?
I noticed Oblivion, his car very awesome in the first sector, but I noticed he was lacking a lot of pace in the second and third. But I wasn't too impatient, but when I noticed he started letting his teammate go, and I was kind of stuck behind him, I needed to do something about it. So, look, I tried my best, but yeah, it's just unfortunate.
What's it like being engineered in the rain?
Terrible. I hate having multiple voices in my ear. It's hard to concentrate. But Terrence, he did a good job, and Joyful as well. So yeah, I can't blame them.
Well, I would say it's extremely difficult in the rain because one mistake, mate, and you're spinning that car. So no, well done on the concentration. Going over to another sprint weekend, you seem to be doing very well in them. Going over to Silverstone, is that track that you enjoy? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling that you can pick up some big points there?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with Silverstone, so yeah, we'll see what happens. So, where did I finish in the sprint? I went blank.
Oh, blimey, mate. I can't remember what happened last week, let alone this week. Right, let's have a look. Sprint third.
Oh wow. I just like went blank. I don't even remember what happened in the sprint.
It was the feature,
But
the incident.
oh yeah. Wow, I've gone blank. Silverstone, actually one of my strong tracks, so again it's gonna be close like it is every week. So yeah, I'm gonna give it my best and see if we can pull off a better result.
Well, you're making your way up through the standings, mate. So, after all those reserve races, they're all starting to, pull off. So, congratulations, mate. Well done on the P3, and we'll see you next week in Silverstone.
All right, thanks guys.
Cheers, mate. George, we'll stay with the Ferrari as it's both Ferraris. So, over to you for Oblivion.
There's almost one where we need to just have them both interviewed at the same time.
We might as well get the
no,
TP
Oblivion,
then.
mate.
We might as well get the
Might as well get the TP.
Yeah,
Go on.
go.
Go on.
Lamb, where are you, mate?
Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, Oblivion, congrats on the P2. Obviously, it looked like a P1 for the longest time. Your decision to stay out, whereas the rain came down on the slicks. Talk us through that one.
Still felt like I had a good enough grip to keep going. And Brodster was staying out with me, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was getting quite slippery, and obviously the undercut worked up with Spry, and I saw that happen, and I was like, all right, it's time to play the team game, and I'm genuinely so happy for Spry. He deserves it. He's got so unlucky in the last couple of races, so he deserves this result more than anyone on this grid. So I'm so happy for him right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you played Minister of Defense there. From my eyes, certainly it looked incredibly well done. Broadster, I'm sure, would have been getting rather frustrated behind you for sure. But at the end of the day, you saved the battery. You were focusing on that last corner and making sure that there wasn't going to be no overtake into turn one for Broadster.
Yeah, the whole race, it was a great battle with Brodster, as it always is. I said it last week. He's got really good pace. He's really clean. He said before that he was first time with no ABS in the rain, so obviously it's going to be tricky. And there was a little bit of contact, but I've said in past interviews before, contact happens from time to time, but there was a gap there. I left a gap for him, and he went for it, and he understood the situation. I was trying to help Spry, and I don't have anything bad to say about it. Nothing but respect for him. He's a really good driver, and yeah, the whole race was a good battle. It was going to be a strategy race, and at the end of the day, Spry came out on top, which is so good to see.
Absolutely. And I've got to ask, were you on comms with Spry? Was Spry at some point realizing that he may be in the box seat for a P1 finish?
No, I don't go in comms. I drive without anyone talking in my ear. So yeah, I just like to be focused on my own race. And yeah, but I'm pretty sure he knew I was going to help him because overalls is so close and every point matters. And this is a great result for the team. So it was always going to be that way.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the mindset. Obviously, you had the incident, and from my eyes, again, racing incident. We got the ABS first time use in the wet from Broadster. At the end of the day, you did get run wide. You were dropping back. Tell us about the mentality at that point, because it was a blinder of a lap to catch back up to Broadster and then make the overtake, where you were side by side for, I think it was all the way from turn 8, pretty much towards the end of the race. You were all side by side. And that's not the first time it happened in the race either.
No. As I said, it's always clean battling with Brodster. Yeah, I have confidence going side by side with him. And he's always going to leave a gap if my car's, somewhat up the inside or the outside. So I had confidence in that. But when when that contact happened and I dropped back a bit, I was pretty confident that I had good pace in the rain. So, yeah, it was. I mean, obviously I had good pace. It caught back up and had a good battle at the end there, and Spry helped me with the toe, which was, it really helped as we got the 1-2. But yeah, I had a lot of confidence in the rain. I don't necessarily practice much in the rain, but yeah, I feel I've always been all right in the rain. So when it started raining, I was like, okay, I've got a good chance here. And then, yeah, it was just a matter of playing the team game once Spry came out in front.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love to see people play the team game. It's brilliant. We do have your TO as well in the chat, but I think SJ might have a few questions for you before we head over to Spry and then bring the rest of the Ferrari group in.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. Thanks for the comms, bro.
Quite right. SJ, any more questions for Oblivion?
Yes, always.
Before we get into the team chat.
Yeah, always, mate. Oblivion. George did mention most for the race that you were positioning your car in the wet conditions into spots where you could get a better exit than obviously your competitor behind in Broadstar. Was that the case? Did you know what you needed to do? Try and hold him up and try and let Spry pull out as a lead as far as possible.
Yeah. Obviously, there's no DRS in the rain, but the DRS was left on for quite a while. So yeah, it was positioning was all right. It's pretty straightforward. It was just a matter of managing the battery for that big straight, so I could keep that position. And yeah, I managed it quite all right, I think. Yeah, but yeah, it was just a good race in general.
Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was extremely clean. We got a party pooper at the beginning of quali that decided not to go out again, which we would have had every single driver in the sevens, which would have probably been a first for this season. And we saw most of the race that you were in a DRS battle with another 6 drivers. Like, how was that for you until the wet, and then when the rain come? Did you know when the rain was going to come? So 2 questions in one.
Yeah, I had a bit of an idea when the rain was going to come. But yeah, the DRS battle. I mean, it's a shorter track. It's not as big a gaps you see. They'll slowly gap out in the race, but as the race goes on. But yeah, there was a bit of a battle going on there, which is, I said last week, there's drivers in this div that I think that there's 6 or 7 of us that could really challenge for the championship, and I think all of them are good drivers. So. Yeah, I have no surprises there that there was a train going on between 6 of us.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think this is the most competitive Division 2 we've ever had. Like when you look at the grid, unfortunately Dido was unfortunate with the connection issues. Wicked didn't do any racing tonight. Lockie was there, Flubber was there. There was a lot of guys making errors themselves, and also with the pit lane entry as well, going way too fast, which would have changed the dynamics of the race, And obviously there was no safety car either. 36 laps at Brazil, no safety car. So fantastic, great job. Silverstone up next. Is that a fan favourite of yours? Do you feel good? You're leading the championship at the moment. You're going to take your foot off the gas? Are you going to keep going? What's the plan?
Obviously, the plan is to keep going, but I typically am not really good at Silverstone, so I'm not expecting anything there. Hopefully for a top 10, but it's probably one of my weaker tracks, so not sure how it's going to go. And Brodster said it's one of his best tracks, so I think we can expect to see Brodster win next week. No pressure, but he's just a quick driver. He's always at the front, no matter what the track is. So, yeah, I think it's his for the win.
Well, definitely. Well, I'll tell you something. You've done a fantastic drive, and you weren't going to make it, and then you did make it. So I bet you're glad you made it in the end.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a messy day. Was lucky to get involved tonight. So yeah, we'll take it. We'll definitely take it.
Good man. Well, congratulations on the P2. And we'll see you next week in Silverstone. Have a great rest of the week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, I'm not going to change the car because we're going to go back to P1. Spry, George. Over to you.
Well, same car, but different. Spry, welcome into the comms box, mate. Massive congratulations. Your teammate has showered you in accolades and said you're well deserving of this victory today. Mate, you came out of the woodwork. You were just, I'll be honest, slightly invisible in this race up until essentially the pit stops. Then suddenly, you're up in P1. What was going through your mind?
Oh, well, I was just trying to, go as quick as I could, I guess. Panicking a little bit because I knew they were quicker, but yeah, Oblivion did a great job of holding Broadster up for me. I have to pay huge thanks to him because I probably wouldn't have won that without him. But yeah, it was good.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, obviously the team game was a massive one. You're lucky in a teammate that recognizes that, and he was able to hold back the Alpine. Obviously, you would have been aware of the incident that occurred, and suddenly Brotus is attacking you. The mindset must have changed at that point.
Yeah, because I knew they were a bit quicker because I boxed a lap or two earlier than them because I didn't want to double stack with Oblivion. So yeah, my tires were a bit older because I think I did 2 laps on them before they ended up boxing. But yeah, I did end up getting them. But yeah.
Excellent. Well, massive congratulations from me. I think we'll probably be bringing in your team owner at some point very, very soon. But over to SJ for a few questions before we do that.
Thank you, George. Spry, I probably would say the same thing of what George said. No offense, mate. You were invisible in that race, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you were being engineered by the Ferrari team or what, and you knew the rain was coming. You went for the stop. You were out on extra tires. Then obviously your teammate, and you held on, and a little bit nervous near the end. There, did you think that Broadstar would be able to get through and try and push it onto you at the end? Because that was a very interesting last lap that could have gone to the wire if he would have got the move done.
Yeah, I saw Broadster coming and I knew he was a fair bit quicker, but I just saw the gap when it was 2 laps to go, so I just saved my battery all for that basically last straight. So yeah, I was obviously a bit worried, but I was pretty confident that he wouldn't get me.
Well, absolute fantastic, mate. I'm pretty stoked for you. It was a great performance, and I think just to put this there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are the 8th different winner in Division 2. So
Wow, a fair few.
there is a lot of competition here. And how do you feel? How do you feel your season's gone? Because you were in Division 1 before. We pushed you down to Division 2. Do you feel that this is where you belong, or do you want to get to that that upgrade to Division 1?
Yeah, I would. It's just yeah, my pace took a little bit of a hit because I switched to wheel not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just a little getting used to wheel and everything. But yeah, I'd definitely like to get back there at some point.
Nicely done. And was Brazil a fan favourite of yours? Was it was it one of the tracks?
Yeah, I've always liked Brazil. Always enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. And Silverstone next week, are we going to see you up the top again, or is this, I'm sorry to say, a one-trick pony?
Hopefully I'll be up there, but yeah, I haven't done any. I don't think I've done any real races at Silverstone yet, so I don't really know.
Well, great job, mate. Absolutely fantastic. And you must be absolutely over the moon. And I'm going to talk to you about this before we do talk to your TP. This battle that is going on at the moment. And we obviously saw the kick, we're leading it. We saw Aston pull them in massively. Ferrari didn't have the best of weeks, but, this overall constructors battle is probably one of the closest battles we've seen since season 5, I think it is. How much are you enjoying this from a Ferrari perspective?
Oh yeah, it's really good. Very tight on it. Everyone's trying to fight, I guess, and yeah, it's been good, I guess.
Yeah, I think going into, if you take the lead, I don't think there's going to be any friends anymore after this race, and we'll have to wait and see after the weekend. But no, congratulations, mate. Great job on P1 and obviously P2 as well. Fantastic night for Ferrari, and we'll see what you can do next week in Silverstone.
Yep.
And on that, George, I will pass you over to the TP of Ferrari, Lamb.
Indeed, Lamb. Welcome into the commentary box. I'm assuming you had a little watch of what was going on there today, and I'm assuming you're aware of the result. Talk to us a little bit. Your team's done incredibly well. Ferrari 1-2 in round 9 in Div 2.
Thank you for having me in here. I'm a bit of a surprise when I got the ping to jump in. Yeah, but it's been great building up the team to this. Obviously having Spry come in silly season, and toward the start of it wasn't the best in Div 2, like in comparison to the front runners, but now he's getting up there and he's helping score the big points with Oblivion. That's what we're looking for at the moment to push for the lead in overalls again.
Yeah, of course, and that makes a big difference in this massive constructors battle that's going on at the moment. You want to have your drivers positioned correctly, and obviously now with Spry getting up to speed on his new wheel, that makes a big difference. From a team coordination point of view, you must have seen Oblivion's Minister of Defense today. Surely that's making you proud. These guys are able to operate independently and do the right thing for the team.
Oh, 100%. That makes me proud. One thing I did strive for when signing new drivers and whatnot was making sure the old teams, the drivers I currently had, in this case Oblivion, was comfortable and confident in whoever we picked for his teammate, in this case being Spry. And it's great to see that they're already working so well together 3 rounds after silly season.
Fantastic. So bolognese for all the Tifosi and the guys and the engineers and the drivers tonight.
100%.
Excellent. I'll hand it to SJ for some more questions. Well done, mate.
Yeah, Lam. Thanks for jumping in. We did get you in, mate. It's a double podium for Ferrari, and the reasons why was because of this battle going on with Kick at the moment, and obviously your week that you had last week. Only 85 points out of the top 3 from the highest teams that scored, but yeah, it's really pulled them in, and obviously this performance has really pulled in, some big points. Like, you've got to be stoked, and also going into the rest of the week of how Ferrari can manage, because obviously you've got a strong, you had a strong night with NDNV tonight that was there and done a fantastic job. And then obviously tonight with obviously double podium. So I said to you last week about making friends with people on the other team. I think that may start to change very, very soon if Ferrari start to take the lead of this overalls.
Possibly. It's always a possibility. Especially in such a tight overalls battles like it is. It just, you can't let it get too personal, or else you end up like Rosberg and Hamilton, where friends in go-karting get to F1, they bend each other, and that friendship's gone down the drain.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. Yeah, but you gotta, sometimes you gotta put the foot down and gotta be right. Let's Ferrari. Let's focus. You've got some fantastic drivers, and you've got some serious points, and yeah, so that's 25 and 20 points. That's big points, massive points going into next week. How are you feeling for the rest of the week, and also Silverstone next week after this momentum that you've got with Oblivion and Spry?
Oh, this coming out of last week and seeing that we dropped to 4th in the overalls, we hyped the team up saying that Brazil was going to be our week. And in Div 1, where I think Jono finished on the podium, already starting off that momentum strong. Then, as you said, we had NDNV reserve up. I think he finished P4. So, or just keeping that momentum in Div 2 just then with the 1-2, just absolutely propelling that momentum forward. We're going to be looking to keeping up the momentum throughout the rest of the this week in the divs.
Well, fantastic. You'll be over the moon with your drivers. And yeah, thank you very much for jumping in. And yeah, you've done an absolutely phenomenal job. And yeah, all the best for the remaining races in for Brazil. And yeah, look forward to seeing how you go on Wednesday night.
Thank you. Hopefully I can do just as well as these two have tonight.
No pressure, mate. Yeah, the pressure's on now. The spotlight's going to be on you and whoever is going to be in that seat with you. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how you go. And, yeah, like I said, the spotlight is on you. So, good luck.
And just to add to that pressure, Spry got driver of the day. So there you go. There's your challenge.
No extra point, though, unfortunately. That's the only downer. But no, well done. All right.
Sweet. Thank you. And thank you too for the comms.
Anytime.
Pleasure.
George, mate, that is it. Done and dusted. Division 2 finished. And, well, I know you're on a break week now for a while, but what a way to go out for until we see you return.
For sure, yeah. No, so far in the season, I've only done this race and the previous at the Netherlands. Both absolute brilliant races. Great to see where Division 2 is at. Great to see Rush continuing to push forward as it always does. Great to see the drivers doing what they do best and giving us great reaction out on track. So pleasure as always. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Pleasure, and we'll either see you at the end of this season or maybe in the next one.
Yeah, and everyone, a big round of applause and support for George. He's been absolutely fantastic with Rush. Remember, he done the draft. He's also jumped in and did most of Division 4 last season, and he's been absolutely a privilege to have on. And hopefully, if we don't see him, we wish him all the best of what he decides to do next, but I'm sure he will definitely come back in the comms box. And yes, once again, George, thank you always for being my left-hand man or right-hand man, whichever side you want to sit in the comms box.
Call the left-hand man.
All right, we'll call it the left-hand man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, as always, for Division 2. This division has been absolutely fantastic. It never, ever disappoints. And, there's more action next week at Silverstone with the sprint weekend, and it's definitely heating up. Who will it be next week? This is the question. We've got 8 different winners, and, we can have another one next week. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuning in. As always, thank you very much to our sponsors, AI369, Pagny, and SimLab, and our SRC affiliate this season. If you need set up for next week at Silverstone, then feel free to check out SRC and get amongst it with the comments and the code in the comments. And if you need anything else regarding new wheels or anything else regarding sim gear, then feel free to jump on board Pagnin and get amongst the code as well. And also big up to all of our followers as well tonight. South Kubert Top F1 fan, thank you very much for the follow, and Wallaby Racing League as well. Thank you very much for the follow and for the background request on Broadstar. Congratulations to the podium winners. Also to Spry taking P1, Oblivion taking P2, and Broadstar taking P3. Spry getting driver of the day, and Coyote Sonic getting cleanest driver. You'll see more action tomorrow night, where you will not see me in the comms box. I will be on the grid tomorrow at Brazil. You'll be joined by Dido and F7 in the comms box. It's going to be a great night. Thank you very much for tuning in as always, and to the onboards and to everyone as well. Remember, keep amongst it, get amongst the socials. The social manager's doing an absolutely fantastic job on TikTok, so give us a follow, get amongst it, get amongst the Instagram, put your content in. It's continuing to go all throughout the season. Remember, F2 is looking ready to happen. It's going to start on the 10th of October, so if you haven't got your sign-ups in, do not forget, because on Wednesday, Division 3, full-time sign-ups do close, so do not forget. And yes, that is going to be very exciting. We saw a social night, which was the other night, a pre-special social event that Nishka and Keeper did, which was absolutely a fantastic night. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun on a Friday night with a few beers or a few orange juices if you're underage, whatever. And also joining in some F1 action with socials, which was great. But yes, there is more action tomorrow night. Thank you very much, as always. And I'll leave you a quote to go. 8 winners! Who's going to win next week in Silverstone? Remember, big points up for grabs with the sprint weekend. Get ready for it. It's going to be a hell of a race. Good night.